Hello and welcome to another episode of the morning after the Euros. Welcome to the internet, and we are here to preview two of the games that happened yesterday. And could you imagine? The favorites are out, and the Italians are proving us wrong. That no matter how many teams below your ranking you play, it always helps to build the confidence
Yeah,
because 13 in a row unbeaten is no joke, and also they held the longest clean sheet record until they conceded versus Switzerland, the last knockout. In one of the group games. Yeah,
yeah,
let's go with the big one. Disallowed goal. Then an Italian is lying on the floor, but somebody scores a goal. Then mm, there's a beautiful curler from Insigne and
yeah,
a penalty, and then nothing. I mean, they were playing a lot on the counter attack. I thought they will get at least one, but yeah, again, the defense who hasn't conceded forever in on the international stage, it's always difficult to break down defenses, especially considering that football is a low scoring game. So, yeah, I think the
Hmm.
Belgians were finally caught out, not just in the front, but also at the back. What did you make of it?
I thought Belgium was the worst team, like on all parts of the pitch. I thought Italy deserved to go through.
Hmm.
They were just better. That's just how I looked at it. Like just look at the second half. Like the first half, you described quite a lot of what happened. Look at the second
Hmm.
half. Like who was there was only one player from Belgium who's actually looked capable of creating a chance, like of
Yeah.
attacking this Italian team, and he
Hmm.
was 19 years old. I mean, like every Belgium player just faded in the second half. Like Lukaku never got into the game.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne was interesting in the first half on the counter, but the second
Hmm.
half he just died, and the substitutions didn't click at all. Like Roberto Martinez, whoever he introduced, didn't impact the game at all. Like
Hmm.
Nasa Chadley's biggest impact was that cross and then walking off within the next 20-30 seconds of that. I
Yeah.
mean,
After coming
like
in. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he just came in, put in one cross, and had to go out again. And Belgium didn't deserve anything from this game, in my opinion. Like I think they were tactically outmatched by Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, well, let's talk about the game first. But there's a couple of points that I want to hit on later. I
Hmm.
mean,
By the way,
well,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, before you start, Donnarumma, wow, what a game he had. He
Yeah,
was like all over the place,
excellent.
and
Yeah,
it just goes to say what you were already emphasizing on in the last week. He is a very good keeper. Maybe the agent gets in some bad attitude, but
hmm.
in terms of being an awesome football player, he's right there at the top
Yeah,
at this age as well.
yeah, exactly. I think this was he just needed that opportunity to prove himself again at the highest level, right?
Mm.
Because like Donnarumma's popularity kind of coincided with how this Milan team has played. Like the the Milan team was in a slump, right, for a few years, so everybody completely forgot about Donnarumma, and this tournament has really helped put his name back out there as one of the best keepers around. And it's weird to call it a breakout tournament, but in a sense, it is a breakout tournament for the guy.
Yeah, yeah. What were the other points that you wanted to touch upon?
Well, I thought Roberto Martinez is one of the is the biggest reason why Belgium lost today. Well,
Yeah,
yesterday, I mean, he
he's a
was
decent coach, but or a manager, if you would like to call. But yeah, the Belgium Football Federation could do better in terms of at least
he
hiring
could do better,
managers.
and you can see on the opposite side the guy who was there, like Mancini, and like the way this Italian team was set up, they knew exactly how to attack this Belgium team.
Hmm.
Belgium were just like, oh yeah, we'll go on the counter. Like that doesn't help. Like
Yeah,
Lukaku got completely, I wouldn't call it bullied, but yeah, he was well taken care of by Bonucci and Chiellini, which is not something you would like. Yeah, these two
yeah.
are the smartest defenders
Hmm.
around, and they are the two of the best defenders of the past decade. So they are going to give you a challenge. But Lukaku was completely handled out of the game. Like he did barely anything. Like he
He
couldn't.
had one chance which was also deflected away from the player, and
Yeah,
of course then the
like
penalty
he had
which
a couple of chances, but like he was just there at the end. He was not like Lukaku is excellent on when he's getting on the ball and attacking the defense, right?
yeah
He was
yeah
never put in that position ever. I mean, there's a you could just blame Lukaku, which is the obvious thing to do, but there was no setup, there was no plan to get him into positions to score, and that's not completely Lukaku's fault. He did not get any service, and if you're not setting up your main goal scorer, then there is a coaching flaw, right? Like you have been out thought coach in a coaching sense, and that's what I felt happened.
yeah. I mean, with Martinez, they were. I mean, I was always very skeptical because
Yeah.
for me it was either the defense which will be caught or they will be outclassed with the tactics.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's where they also fell short. I mean, the next World Cup is their final shot at this generation.
I don't think they have a shot at the World Cup. Like, who's going to defend? Like Toby Alderweireld 1.5 years from now is going to be a pain to watch. Like Thomas Vermaelen was in this starting lineup. Can you imagine? Like,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even know he was still at Barcelona. I mean, I thought he would have gone to Turkey or something. I don't know where he would have gone, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Honestly, this team, this was their last actual opportunity, and their best shot was 2018.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Eden Hazard is not going to come back into great shape now because of the injuries, and like it's almost impossible to come back. Yeah, even if Eden Hazard does, like the backline, and yeah, maybe there's a new generation coming in with a guy like Jeremy Doku, because Jeremy Doku was excellent yesterday.
mhm,
He was he like whenever he got on the ball, the Italians didn't know what to do. Like basically, like in the second half, that's how what I felt was the game was like. Let's give Doku the ball. Maybe he'll
yeah,
create something for us. We might get a goal out of it. Like all the Belgian opportunities, if you look at, like Jeremy Doku had to break the defense for players to get into those positions. And like it's not like we're talking about Kevin De Bruyne here, somebody you can rely on to break defenses. It's a 19-year-old and who's completely outshining everybody else in that Belgian side. That tells you all about how well set up or poorly set up this Belgium team was in
yeah,
terms of the attacking. Yeah.
yeah. And in talking of and speaking of attacking, what did you think, or what did you think about the attacking in the previous game when Spain was playing
Oh God. Yeah.
Switzerland?
Can we just talk a bit about the Italian team? I wanted to
Oh, yeah,
talk a bit
go
about
for it.
Ciro Immobile and how I don't like him at all. I
Mhm.
mean, uh, he's I don't know if we've discussed this before, but what is he good at? Like, can you tell me? Like, can anyone tell me? Like, I can't figure. He's the like I get why he plays for this Italian team because they don't have a better option. But yeah, like his goal scoring record really is it's stat padding in my opinion. Yeah, like you score 20-25 goals every season, but
Yeah,
like when you're at the highest level at just such as this tournament, you can see that he's a problem. Like that's why they have to have so many shots from outside the box. The
mhm,
midfield tries to take the initiative of scoring also. Like Barella gets into positions to score, and then like when Berardi was there, Berardi was an excellent attacking outlet. Like you need a lot of attacking outlet next to Ciro Immobile because he's not a good attacking outlet in my opinion. Like yesterday, I could point out like 6-7 moments where Immobile, like you could see, like Immobile has not made the right decision, or he's lost the ball out poorly. Like I thought he was supposed to be good at hold up play. He lost the ball every time he tried to hold it up. Like he was trying to be Lukaku and absolutely terrible version of him. I mean, it was so bad.
yeah.
Oof.
Well, Insigne is scoring the goal, so I mean,
Yeah,
Immobile can
exactly.
do.
Right. Like every other attacking player is on form now. Like Insigne, like his dribbling, like he was so good, and the Belgian defense was so scared of him when he went down on them. Like when he attacked them. And Chiesa was always doing something, always moving around, always putting in the shift. So the other attacking outlets like Barella was excellent. Like all of them were good, and that is why this Italian team came out top, because Ciro Immobile did not help their cause at all. Is how I looked at it. Yeah, you were talking about the other game. Should we move
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. On that note, yeah, let's move on to the other one. What happened there? Again, Spain forgot to score the goal, so Switzerland is scoring for them.
This no, I have a bit of a rant to go on with this Spain team. I mean, dude, they're so one-dimensional. They are so one-dimensional. Like they keep trying one way of scoring, and if the opposition figures out what to do there, they'll start looking lost.
Then
Like
it's a
they start
stalemate.
looking,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
stalemate for them.
they start take on the personality of their star striker, which is Alvaro Morata. They'll just start looking lost on the pitch. They'll keep moving the ball around miserably. Like even the opposition after a point starts wondering and looking at them like, oh God, why do you keep trying this? It doesn't work. I mean, I fell asleep in 10 minutes in the first half. I'm not even joking. Like I was like kind of half asleep, half watching, and like I had to wake myself up at halftime, like to figure out
Mhm.
exactly what was going on. And yeah, I didn't see anything in this game that was exciting. Like the red card is something we can discuss. The goal that Spain scored was a fluke, and I
I mean, it
honestly
was
thought if
given
they
as an
had
own
been,
goal as well.
yeah, it was an own goal because like Jordi Alba was outside the penalty box. He just smashed it from a clearance from a corner, and
Yeah.
it should have been an own goal. I don't know if it was given or not because the commentary team was debating it for a while I was watching.
Mm.
But I mean, Spain didn't deserve anything from this game. Honestly, the fact that they got two penalties and
Yeah.
they won this game. I think
Mhm.
if I was Italy, I would be licking my lips because I would be like, this team is easy enough to defend against, especially after if we handled Belgium and Lukaku and De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Like these guys are going to be quite like they're one dimensional. You know exactly what kind of ways they're going to try and attack you in. They'll
Mhm.
move the ball around. They don't even do the switch of play that much. Like you would assume a tiki taka team would keep trying that because
Yeah.
especially with overloads. Like I mean, you've got a man sent off. You would
Mm.
automatically have overloads in parts of the pitch, right? Like
Yeah.
Spain
True.
didn't even try and exploit those. Like I could see those spaces and they weren't getting into those spaces. I mean,
Mm.
like what are you doing? I mean, I don't get this team. I don't get this team at all.
Yeah. And I mean, all of a sudden they might just turn on the screws for the last two games now.
Yeah, because it's happened before, right? It happened against but defensively they I didn't even talk about their defense. They are so
Mm.
defensively flawed. Like the two center backs don't really coordinate that well, and they it, the midfield doesn't support them as much support as you need because like Sergio Busquets is not the screener anymore. He just
Yeah.
isn't.
Hmm.
It's this Italian team, if they are on form and then they know how to attack the Spanish team, they will get their chances, no doubt about it.
True. Yeah.
There is a frailty there, no doubt.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, the Italians also. Yeah. I mean, it's quite funny because in the last four European Championships, they're going to be playing each other four times. So in
Hmm.
2008, they played. It went to penalties. Spain won, and 12 they got a thrashing in the finals, and then
Yeah.
16 the Conte team like completely outclassed this Del Bosque one.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think this one, if if it's going to work according to the law of averages, then Italy win this one.
Yeah. If it works according to the theoretical laws of football, also Italy should win this because
Yeah.
they are definitely the better team.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. Like I was not impressed by Spain, and even because the Switzerland team was okay, they were in the game, but
mm,
they were just like they were doomed from the start by how it went down, right? Like look
yeah.
at how the game went down. Like Breel Mbolo, their most impressive attacking outlet, injured in the first half.
Mm,
Then Remo Freuler gets sent off, and then like this Switzerland team still holds on somehow, like with 10 men for like with extra time included. I think they blasted easily for like 50-55 minutes.
yeah.
And Switzerland like Spain didn't really look like they were going to score. Like they did create chances, they
Mm,
did come close, but like there is a feeling, right, that this team is now going to score. Like they've
Yeah.
completely taken over and they're going to completely stamp their authority. That never happened,
Yeah. They
which is
had like,
not something you would expect. Yeah.
yeah, they had like 44 minutes, 45 minutes to break this Swiss team down on 10 men. Like
Hmm.
they can't. And the substitutions are also like so, strange, because he did make 6 runs, but he
Yeah.
made a couple of runs in the last 7 minutes of the game of 120. So, oh, maybe.
Yeah, a couple of them looked very clearly geared towards penalties. I think they had
Mhm.
for some weird reason accepted the fact that they're going to go to penalties. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Mm.
mean, I just did not enjoy this performance from the Spanish team at all. Like we were talking about it at the after the last round when they turned up their scoring and
Mhm.
Morata looked excellent and everything. Like
Yeah.
none of their attacking players looked threatening. Danny Olmo was easily the only threat they had. Like
Mhm.
Danny Olmo was the only player, and he had to come on at halftime. Like that tells you how their initial tactical setup has also failed. Like Sarabia had to be taken off
Yeah.
at half,
Yeah.
and Danny Olmo was the only threat in this team, in my opinion. And
Mhm.
that's not. It's just not good enough. Like this Swiss team was looked a bit drained, also,
Yeah.
especially after the red card. Like that's an easy target to kill. They didn't have their best player. They did not have Granit Xhaka in the team.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing, Spain? I mean, you
Yeah.
had to win this more comfortably.
Yeah. Maybe now they are saving their goals for the last 2 ones when they matter.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
couldn't care less. I don't want this Spain team to win.
Cool. Yeah. Let's just call the next 2 games Czech Republic, Denmark.
Oh yeah,
Let's
no.
get
There's
on
a
with.
couple of things we need to discuss. Wait,
What's
we need to
this?
discuss that red card. Like honestly, like
Oh, go for it, man.
yeah, it's a very debatable one in my opinion. Like he kind of did go in like the first look that you get at the jacket challenge, right? It does look like he should be sent off, but I think it's Michael Oliver, and yeah,
Mhm.
he gave it out too early. I mean, it was he didn't look like he looked like he wanted to make that decision. Like that sometimes the refs have that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
inkling, right?
Yeah.
Like it the game doesn't become about the players on the pitch, it becomes about the referee.
Mhm.
And it felt like something like that, like it's happened before with the
Yeah.
same referee. And
Mm.
I don't think it was the right decision to like just it was too quick. Like I was uncomfortable with the fact that how he made the decision. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a fair thing to say, or
Mhm.
it's kind of stupid to blame the ref for this. VAR couldn't help because VAR was
Yeah.
not in a it wasn't going to overturn it. But yeah,
Yeah.
Freuler didn't go as studs up as it initially looked, and
Mm.
it's a debatable pen, like to be very honest, like debatable red.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the penalties is also there, and I don't know what happened to Switzerland. Then the penalties, they just were poor. Like
Mm.
Spain, you could expect to be poor. Even Spain missed their first one, but
Yeah.
then suddenly Switzerland couldn't hit one. Like I don't know what happened. Like Unai Simon just knew where to dive and saved at least two of them.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. The Switzerland team were really good in the other penalty, in their last penalty.
The France penalty.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is, right? I've said before. Like I think they were just completely drained,
Mm.
and I mean, some people called it disrespectful. I would not call it that. I mean, the toll on these players, like you just it's just finished, right? Like this team is not the most accomplished team
Decorated.
around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, you do lose focus after a point in the sense that you everything went against you in this game. You're just
Yeah.
somehow still in it. You're hanging on by the tips,
Mm.
and
I mean, to make it that far in itself says a lot about the
yeah, they,
character.
they
Yeah.
fought and they fought a lot, and like they've been fighting for the last 2 3 games, and it's
Yeah. They finished third in the group. So
yeah,
they.
exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, they just I think it was the end of the road for them, and they kind of felt it in themselves. I
Mhm.
think it was,
Yeah. True.
but yeah, I think we can now let's talk about tonight's games.
Yeah. I mean, just call it like England have such a easy route now. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Call the games. Denmark,
Yeah,
Czech Republic.
yeah, Denmark versus Czech Republic. I think Denmark take it because I couldn't bear to watch England Czech Republic again, which is most likely going to be, might sound presumptuous or like, oh, I didn't give Ukraine a chance.
Yeah.
Get over it, man. It's a theoretical prediction.
Yeah.
Like,
it'll be correct.
am I always supposed to state this disclaimer? It's not a terms and conditions agreement or something like that. Like, I'm not always
Yeah.
going to state it. It's England are the favorites for that game, obviously. So and the second, like Denmark versus Czech Republic, I would pick the Danish team as favorites because they have the more accomplished players. They know exactly how to dictate the terms in this game. They know how
Yeah.
to go on the attack. They are the
And
better team. I would
yeah,
expect them to win.
yeah, they're
Go
very
ahead.
well. Sorry, they're very well drilled, and then exactly know who needs to do what. So I think, yeah, I mean it's a very even game, but Denmark should take Czech Republic.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to Czech Republic to win this one.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the point, right? Like you would you expect a team to win, and when that team does not, you enjoy the game because you're like, oh, this is not something I would expect to see. And hopefully we get an even game. But yeah, I would still expect Denmark to get through.
Yeah, and I hope Ukraine get one goal out of nowhere, and then England find a way to like not score. That's my only
Yeah,
hope.
England that's something we haven't seen, right? They've been tactically set up in such a way that like in the German game also, they were so well tactically set up in the first hour. Like people were talking about how Grealish came on and changed the game. No, Grealish was put in a position, like getting him in that position to be able to change the game in that way, because like you needed those 60 minutes of stodgy defense and holding the lines and stuff like that, because that's you have to set yourself up in a position to be able to win some games like this. You have to look at it as a like a chess move kind of thing, right? Like you set yourself up in a particular position and then you play a particular move. You put a particular piece in a place to decimate the opposition, and that's what Southgate did. I think tactically this England team have been really good in this tournament, same as to how they were in the World Cup. Like they set themselves up well. Yeah, but the problem with these kinds of tactics is, right, if it fails, then the people will be out with pitchforks. Well, in Southgate's case, they're always going to be out with pitchforks the moment he's eliminated from the tournament. So yeah, I think they have to be careful, but I don't think they'll have to be as defensive as they were against Germany. Like they won't need that three at the back stuff, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna
maybe, I don't know. Maybe
4-3-3.
they'll try and match Ukraine's formation also. You never know how.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, on that note, we will do this again tomorrow, and let's hope that there are some shockers for this one. Okay, stay awesome. On that note, we'll say goodbye for today and see you soon.